Elon Musk.
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk. Elon Musk.
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk.
Picture this. A 12-year-old kid in South Africa, bullied and alone, teaches himself to code on a clunky 1980s computer. Fast forward 40 years.
The first person in history to surpass a net worth of $400 billion.
And solidified his position as the wealthiest man in the world.
He's the richest man alive, launching rockets to Mars and tweeting memes that crash crypto markets. That's Elon Musk. Genius, madman, both. In the next 6 minutes, we're pulling back the curtain on the real Elon, not the headlines, but the untold story. His weird childhood, the quirks that make him unstoppable, and the stuff, good, bad, and downright bizarre, that you've never heard before. This isn't just a bio, it's a wild ride into the mind shaping your future. Stick around. Elon Musk wasn't born with a silver spoon, more like a rusty wrench. Born in 1971 in Pretoria, South Africa, he grew up in a broken home. His parents split when he was 9, and he picked his dad, Errol, an engineer with a dark side. Errol once bragged about owning an emerald mine, but Elon calls him a terrible human. Here's a nugget you won't find in the news. Elon says he saw his dad do things so shady, it scarred him. Yet that chaos might have sparked his hustle. At school, total outcast. Kids beat him so bad once, he landed in the hospital. But while they threw punches, Elon was coding. At 12, he built a video game called Blastar, think Space Invaders with a twist, and sold it for $500. Most kids played Atari. Elon rewrote it. His mom, May, says he'd zone out mid-conversation, lost in his head. Doctors thought he was deaf. Turns out, he was just thinking. That's clue 1 to his brain. It doesn't stop. So what's special about Elon? It's not just smarts, it's how he uses them. Ever hear of his photographic memory? He can recite entire books, like sci-fi novels that inspired SpaceX. At 17, he ditched South Africa for Canada, crashing on relatives' couches, working odd jobs, shoveling grain, cutting logs, no trust fund, just grit. Here's a weird gem. He'd quiz his brother Kimball on random facts at dinner, turning meals into brain boot camps. By 24, he dropped out of a PhD at Stanford after 2 days to chase the internet boom. That's when he built Zip2, a digital Yellow Pages, and sold it for $307 million. Most would retire. Elon? He poured it into X.com, a proto-PayPal, got ousted in a boardroom coup, and still walked away with $180 million. What sets him apart? He doesn't play safe. He bets everything, money, sleep, sanity, on ideas nobody else sees, like colonizing Mars. Who even thinks that big? Now, the good. Elon's not just a dreamer, he delivers. Take Tesla. In 2008, it was a broke startup, bleeding cash. Elon sank his last dollars into it, sleeping on the factory floor, tweaking cars himself. Today, it's worth over $1 trillion, and your electric ride might have started with him. He launched a rocket when NASA said it'd take billions and years. He did it cheaper, faster, and landed it upright like sci-fi. Here's one you haven't heard. In 2018, he sent a Thai soccer team trapped in a cave a mini submarine. It didn't work, but he built it in days, because he could. By 2025, his Starlink satellites beam internet to remote corners. Farmers in Mongolia tweet now. The good, he's a guy who thinks impossible is a dare and wins. Elon's not a saint. His drive burns people out. Former Tesla workers say he'd scream at them over tiny glitches, once fired a guy for missing a meeting while his wife gave birth. In 2018, he smoked weed on Joe Rogan's podcast. Stock tanked, lawsuits flew. X posts. He's called out for tweeting wild stuff, like accusing a cave rescuer of being a pedo with zero proof. Cost him credibility and cash. Here's a dark twist. His first kid with ex-wife Justine died at 10 weeks. SIDS. Elon barely talks about it, but Justine says he shut down emotionally, pushing harder into work. The bad? His obsession leaves wreckage. Relationships, employees, sometimes his own peace. Then there's the weird. Elon's not human. He's a glitch. He named his kid XAE12. Say that 3 times fast. It's a code. X for unknown, A for AI, 12 for a plane he loves. He once told a crowd he might be an alien, half joking, half not. Another oddity, he's obsessed with the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. SpaceX's first payload was a wheel of cheese, a nod to its absurdity. In 2025, he's pushing Neuralink, chips and brains. He tested it on pigs. Next up, us. Weirdest yet? He sleeps 6 hours, works 120-hour weeks, and powers through on coffee and chaos. Normal people break. Elon rewrites the rules. So who is Elon Musk? A bullied kid who coded his way to billions. A visionary betting on Mars while tweeting memes. A guy who's brilliant, brutal, and bizarre, all at once. By 2025, he's not just shaping cars or rockets. He's shaping you. How you drive, connect, maybe even think. Love him or hate him, you can't look away. What's next? Maybe he flops. Maybe he saves us. One thing's sure, he's no NPC. If this blew your mind, hit that like button, subscribe, and tell me in the comments, what's the wildest thing you'd do to chase a dream? Let's keep this rocket rolling.